Hey everybody, this is Jim, the Tabletop Engineer here. In this short video, I am going to do the pre-combat roles for 5 Parsecs from Home, this game right here. And I'm doing the campaign, and before you do a campaign, there are a number of steps you need to do to roll. You do this half, and then you have your combat, and then you have post-combat rolls. So I just finished up a game where I had an opportunity combat against some starport scum. At the end, I won the battle, held the field, satisfied my objective, made some cash, found some weapons, and at the end of that, I rolled to see what happens to the world I'm on, and unfortunately, it was lost to Unity. Unity is sort of the peaceful, I guess, I don't know, maybe it's not peaceful, but the organization that sort of surrounds civilized space, and it is being lost to an alien invader presence. So I've got to leave the planet, and I've got to figure out where I'm going and what's going to happen next. So obviously, the first step is I'm not fleeing an invasion. The world has lost or been lost, so I have to leave immediately. So I don't have to worry about whether it's being invaded. It already has, and it lost. What I do have to do is I have to pay travel costs. Normal travel costs are 5 credits. However, my ship, the Planks Variable, is a battered mining ship, which is a fuel hog, and it adds +1. So I am going to lose 6 credit just for leaving the world. So that was pretty easy to do. I have not sustained any damage on the ship, so I don't have to worry about hull damage. On the next step, after you travel, you have to do a starship travel event, and this is where you roll a D100. And I'm actually going to roll dice this time. I managed to find some D100s. The green is the 10s, and the yellow is the 1s. So I rolled a 9. 9 is navigation trouble. And what I'm going to do is write all this down so that I can inspect it later. It says, is this place even on the map? I lose 1 story point, so -1 story point. And if you remember, story points are very beneficial. They allow you to fudge the dice a little or get re-rolls and things like that. You can trade them in for certain re-rolls or certain things that will happen during the game. So I just lost 1. It says lose 1 as you drift through empty space, then roll again. And it says if your ship is currently suffering from hull damage and you roll this event, a random crew member must roll on the injury table. I am not suffering hull point. So I get to roll again. So let's see what happens this time. I rolled a 76. 76 is an uneventful trip. Well, it wasn't really uneventful. I got lost and lost a story point. So uneventful trip, which sounds good. I didn't lose any, I didn't have to really, it says you can repair 1 damaged item. Awesome. I do have repair a damaged item. I think I found, I'll have to consult my notes, but I do remember I found something damaged in a previous roll or something, so that's cool. I can repair something, so I'll have to make a note of that. All right, the next step is New World Arrival. So we are arriving at a new world, and I don't have a name for this world yet, and I had found a really cool world name generator, and I cannot remember where I found that. So we'll come up with a name, and I'll have that for the battle report. But there's a set of steps that you roll for this. So first off, you have to see if there are any rivals on this world. Any rivals you have, roll a d6. On a 5+, they opt to follow you. Well, guess what? The benefit of having lost the world that I'm fleeing is I lost all my patrons and I lost all my rivals. There was a bit of notes in there that said basically everyone heads for the sky. So I don't have to worry about any rivals right now. It also says you dismiss patrons. Well, that happened. I lost all my patrons. Well, all. I had 1. I found 1 on the last planet, and then the planet fell, and I lost it. So I don't even have a patron this time. Let's check for licenses. This is whether you have to pay to land on the world. You roll a 1d6, and I am using my 25th anniversary mace die here. And I rolled a 4. On a 5 to 6, the world requires a freelance license. So it does not. Well, that's good. Didn't have to pay for that. If I did need a license, there's a step here where you can attempt to try and forge one. If you fail that roll, you automatically get a rival, which is the law enforcement or the crime bosses or business cartels that don't like people forging things because you're taking away from them. Let's roll a world trait. Next, that is on a D100 as well. This is what trait applies to the world. It affects visibility, like for the combat. It affects roles on recruiting and things like that. So let's see what it shows up. I rolled a 93. 93 is a null zone. I've never heard of this. No teleportation devices work. Okay, no teleport. I don't have any, so that doesn't really affect me, but then again, there's nothing on this world that could hurt me. Like some, let me just tell you, like this one, any weapons obtained cost an extra credit. Here, opponents become rivals on a roll of 1 or 2 versus just a 1. Let's see. Cost to travel from this world goes up 1d3 credits. So I'll take it. I did not roll anything really too outlandish. All right, so I have done the New World. Is that all the New World arrival steps? Nope. Still. All right, now we go to upkeep and ship repair. So I have arrived on the world. It cost me 6 credits to leave, nothing to land. I have no rivals, no patrons. It's a null zone, so you can't teleport. But other than that, it's a pretty boring little world. But let's see what happens. Upkeep and ship repair. All right, upkeep and ship repair. All right, step number 1. Each campaign turn you must pay upkeep for your crew, representing checks, booze, food, blah, blah, blah. Upkeep is 1 credit if you have 4 to 6, and plus 1 additional credit past 6. I actually have a crew of 7. I have this guy right here, who I recruited before the last combat round. He is on my crew. He has not seen any action yet, but he's going to cause me to get that +1. So I have to spend 2 credits on the upkeep and ship repair. Ship debt. I do have debt. The debt on my ship is currently 21. I can choose to pay. Now remember, if it's lower than 31 that you owe, it goes up 1 credit in interest. So if you pay off 1 and you gain 1, you don't really do anything. So I'm going to try to pay off a little bit more. I'm going to try to pay off 5 credits. I'm going to do ship debt. I'm going to say -5 credits, which is going to take it down to 16, and then I go up 1. So it goes up to 17 credits, or 17 debt credits that I owe on the ship. All right, ship repairs. My ship did not sustain any damage, which is really good. Although it says you may repair 1 point automatically. My whole points are at 35, which is the max, so I don't have to worry about that. Pay for medical care. None of my crew were injured in the last combat, so I don't have to deal with that. Now, I get to assign crew tasks. This is always a fun one. So I have 7, well, each campaign turn, each crew member can engage in 1 task. Now, I have 7 crew. You can only take 6. I only take 6 into combat. I guess I could take 7. I'll have to check that rule. But I have 7 crew members. I have Banis Tristani, who is the captain. And I have 6, who is the robot. I have Droon, who is my feral. I have Vey Crisson, which is my precursor. I have Huala, who is my swift. Freak is a minor alien. He's a snake. And I don't have a name for this guy yet. I'm going to call him Blue Eyes. His name's Blue Eyes, because his name is not pronounceable by most races, and he has blue eyes. So we'll call him Blue Eyes. They are all going to perform a task, so I have to assign. So I really would like to find a patron. Patrons are how you get extra money. So the captain is going to go and find a patron. And some characters, depending on their race or their class or whatever, they do better at certain things. I can choose to train, recruit, trade, explore. I can choose to track a rival to make sure I either am trying to hide from them or find them and pick a fight with them. I don't have any rivals in this world, so that doesn't help. Or I can repair, and I only have one thing to repair, and I already got done with that, so I don't have to do that. So really what it comes down to is I can trade, I can recruit, I can explore, what else can I do? Train, or find a patron. And you can only assign 2 characters to a particular task, no more than that. With the patron, let's go ahead and just do this. To find a patron, you roll a d6 and you add the number of crew members who are looking, which is 1. And then you can pay money to spend more time. If the crew has an old patron, each patron adds +1. I don't. After rolling, you may opt to spend credits. Each credit earns a +1 bonus. So I'm looking to get a 5 or higher to find a patron. If I roll a 6 or higher, I get 2 patrons. So let's go ahead and roll, and I'm going to add 1 to this die. I rolled a 6. If the result is 6 or higher, you found 2 patrons. Excellent. 2. I don't have to spend any money to go find any. If you have an existing patron, I don't. All right, let's do... my robot has high savvy, which helps with repair, but I'm not doing any repair. And other than that, the skills really have nothing. I don't really have any way of affecting the crew. I do want to recruit 1 more crew member, so I'm going to have Droon. If your crew has fewer than 6, you can automatically recruit. Okay, if you have 6 or more, roll a d6, add the number of crew members. A score of 6 or higher allows you to recruit. So I really do want to recruit. So, not really. I would like to trade. For each crew member trading, roll once on the trade table to see what presents itself. You can get additional rolls by spending 3 credits. At least 1 crew member must be trading to permit this expenditure. Well, the trading, I'm going to assign 2 to do that. I'm going to do Droon and Vey. And let's go ahead and see what they find. So roll 1 for each crew member. Roll once on the trade table. So here is where's the trade table? This is the trade table. All right, it's a 100. So let's do Droon first. That is a 24. A worthless trinket, and it says worthless. Roll a d6. On a 6, you earn a story point. All right, let's roll this. I rolled a 2. It's not a worthless story point, so it's really just a worthless trinket. All right, now let's roll for Vey. I rolled a 40, which is trade goods. Trade goods. I rolled a 40. For every time you arrive on a new planet, you may roll a d6 to see how many credits the goods will sell for here. You can wait as long as you like, but if you ever roll a 1, they have perished. So I have some trade goods, and I may roll a d6 to see how many credits they will sell for. So I'll have to remember that. On my next world, roll to see if they're worth anything or if they've perished. All right. For Huala and 6 will do an explore, and Huala will do an explore. And it really doesn't matter who I'm assigning these to because their skills have nothing to do with this. So I roll on the exploration table on page 80. Here we go. All right, let's do 6. Rolled a 97. Exploration 97. This place is rather nice. When you are ready to leave this world, unless it is being invaded, you may pay 1 story point, or this crew member will decide to stay behind. If they do, you keep their equipment. I don't like that. Wow. I'm going to go ahead and take off the story point because I don't want to lose my robot. Well, -1 story point. All right, -1 story point. I'm losing story points like crazy. Right now I have 8, and I think I already lost 2. -1 story, -2. Yeah, so I'm down to 6 story points. Wow, not good. And I think you get a certain number at the beginning of each turn. I'll have to check that. All right, now let's go and see what Huala finds during his exploration. He rolls a 73. Promising lead. Earn +3 credits if you do an opportunity mission. +3 op mission. I don't think I'm going to do an op mission. I think I'm probably going to get a patron job. All right, I have two more. Freak and Blue Eyes can each perform an action. So what do they want to do? I guess their only action is to train or recruit. Freak has 3 XP, so I'm going to have him train. So he goes up to 4 XP. And Blue Eyes, I'm going to have him go recruit. And it says you roll a d6. Each recruit rolls using... Oh, wait. If you have 6 or more, roll a d6, add a number of crew, and a score of 6 or higher. All right. You can, and it looks like you can't pay to do a better recruiting job. So I need to roll a 5... A score of 6. I need to roll a 5. Nope on the recruit. That was a negative. All right. Up next is determine job offers. All right, let's go do that. Determine the job offers. All right, so let's do this. Job offer. And remember, I have 2 patrons, so that's cool. Patron 1 and patron 2. 2 jobs are offered. One will be random existing patron. The other will be from a new patron. After generating all job details, you may opt to turn the job down. Oh, so I do it. Okay, so I get 2 job offers. The first one is, it looks like you roll a d10. Okay. I rolled a 4. This is a local government job. Local government. I rolled a 4. And there's no note, so danger pay, there's no modification to anything. So next we roll the danger pay. Roll to determine danger pay on this offer. So a D10, it says add 1 if you're working for a corporation. I am not. So the danger pay is 5, which is plus 2 credits, plus 2 danger pay. And let's do the time frame. Plus 1 if it's a secretive group. It is not. Time frame is this campaign. So it has to be done this campaign turn. I have to do it like the next combat session. Benefits and hazards. This patron may offer additional benefits. If you have worked for this patron before, the benefit always remains the same. Roll a d10 on the category. Okay, so benefits. So roll a d10 for each category. So I am rolling a local government. I got to roll an 8 or higher to get a benefit. I did not. I have to roll an 8 or higher to get a hazard. I did not. 8 or higher to get conditions. I did not. So none of that applies. All right. So let's go roll patron number 2 job, which is a D10. I rolled a 6, which is a wealthy individual. And let's do the danger pay. Apologies if you can hear my dog barking up there. Plus 1 danger pay. That was a 4. I sometimes write down what my roll was just so I can consult the table and verify. All right, and then the time frame is this campaign turn. Obviously, it's looking like I'm going to take that plus 2 danger pay. Let's do the conditions. We are doing a wealthy individual, which is this one. 5+ is benefits. There are benefits. Hazards, 8+. There are hazards. Conditions, none. All right, so there are benefits and there are hazards. Let's roll for the benefit. Benefits, is that a D10? It is. The benefits is a 1. Roll on the loot table. So if I succeed, I get a roll on the loot table. And the hazard is 3. It's a hot job. Let me read what that is. After the job, you will earn an enemy on a 1 to 2 instead of a normal roll of 1. Okay. Well, this is automatically looking like I'm going to take patron 1. So I'm going to scratch out patron number 2. I'm going to take the patron number 1 job. It's got bonus danger pay. It has to be done this turn. It has no benefits or hazards. So whatever pay I get at the end of the combat, you roll a d6, I'll add 2 to that to get my final pay. All right, now I assign equipment. I'm going to skip this step mainly because I've got a bunch of equipment and I'll just have to go through and figure out what I'm going to give everybody. I haven't decided yet if I'm bringing all 7 crew or just 6. Resolve any rumors. I don't have any rumors. That's fine. Rival is gone. All right, so now we are to the choose your battle. This is always the fun part, figuring out what you're going to fight. All right, first you must check that your rivals give the opportunity. I don't have rivals, so I don't have to do that. select your job. If you are not attacked by rivals, you may select from one of the options below. I can choose a patron job. I can choose an opportunity mission. Those are the only two options I really have. And that thing said that if it was an opportunity mission, I could get +3 credits. Huala had a promising lead on his Explore, which said if you do an opportunity mission, you get +3 pay, which is much better than the patron job. And opportunity missions are usually not as dangerous as patron jobs. However, patron jobs do get you, there are benefits to that. So do I want to do an opportunity mission or a patron job? That is well, they're one and the same. In the column, you're rolling for the same. So I'm going to do an opportunity. I'll do an opportunity attack or opportunity battle, which is going to give me +3 credit. Not doing a patron. That is the end of that. So let's go ahead and see what I'm going to end up fighting. So I'm doing an opportunity one. So I'm going to roll a D100. All right, determine the, let's see. You may deploy under challenging. For quest, roll a D100, consult the per column. All right, the deployment conditions. What was that? 91. Gloomy. Deployment condition is gloomy, which means, oh man, max visibility is 9, which is not good for me because the weapon range, that means you got to get in close. Characters that fire can be fired upon at any range, however. So I guess that means you're just giving up where you're hiding. Like if you shoot, now they know where you are. All right, so it's gloomy. I don't like that. All right, let's do notable sights. If you're fighting an invasion, you're here to survive. Otherwise, roll a D100 on notable sights. The item is placed. Okay, so 32 is a priority target. So notable sight. Select a random enemy figure. Add +1 to the toughness. +1 to toughness for one enemy. If they are slain, you get +3 credit. Plus 1d3 credits. All right. So let me go ahead and roll that just so I don't forget. So that's 2. 1 and 2 is 1. 3 and 4 is 2. So I get +2 credits if I kill them. Determine the objective. Let's do the objective. The objective. I'm doing an opportunity, so I roll a d10. I rolled a 1. It is move through. I'm pretty sure I know what that is. I think that means I have to get through to the other side, like start on this side and go through that side. Move through is you win if at least 2 crew members move off of the opposing battlefield edge. If you drive off all enemies, you win as long as you have 2 crew members remaining. Okay, I can do that. Don't have to deal with a rival. Determine the enemy. All right, let's do the enemy. I'm not fighting a rival. Otherwise, you need to generate the opposition for the mission you're about to encounter. Roll a D100 on the enemy encounter table, then go to the suitable, appropriate subtable and roll a D100. The enemy encounter table is right here, and you roll a D100, and I'm in the opportunity column, and I rolled a 62, which is interested parties. So then you turn to the interested parties table right here, and you roll on them. They also are a D100. That is a 65. Swift War Squad. I have no idea what that is. Swift War Squad. Their numbers are +2. Their panic is 1. They will only panic on a 1. Speed is 6. Wow. All my guys are 4 or 5. Their combat skill is +0. Toughness is 3. And they use A column weapons. All right. No, their AI is A. They are aggressive. Aggressive for their that means the rules will tell you, like, you know, for aggressive, this is how you play them. It's crazy. This game is so amazing. You've got to try it if you're not playing it. All right, so I have an aggressive enemy that is +2 in number. So how do you determine the number? So it says for a campaign crew of size 6, and I did choose a campaign crew of size 6, roll 2d6 and pick the higher result. This is the number of opponents, and then I'll add 2 to that. All right, so I am playing a crew size of 6. So I roll 2d6 and I take the higher one. Please don't roll a 6. I rolled a 4 and a 2. So the 4, and then I add 2, so there are 6 of them. 6 enemies. And now I determine if there are any specialists or whatever. It says add the modified list numbers under the enemy table. This will so I already did that. I added 2. Specialist. If the encounter is 3 to 6, there will be 1 specialist. All right, so there are 5 normals and 1 specialist. And the specialist just rolls on a different weapons chart. There are no lieutenants. Now, unique individual. The enemy force may be led by a special character. This may be the mastermind. Unless fighting an invasion from or an enemy, roll 2d6. So you add 1 if fighting opponents from interested parties. I am. So I'm going to add 1 to the total here. I rolled a 5 plus 1 is 6. On a roll of 9 or higher, you get a unique individual. So no unique. No unique. That is it. So let me go and roll for the weapons. Now, it tells you under the Swift War Squad, their weapons are 1B. The first one is a number, and the second one is a letter. The number tells you which column to roll, and then the B tells you which column to roll for a specialist. So let's roll for the... All right, so there are 1B. So here's the 1 column. I roll a D6. I rolled a 5. They all have scrap pistols plus blade. Now, the specialist will have the same thing, but they will add, in addition, they will have a special weapon. I'm rolling on column B here, and I rolled a 3, which is a shell gun. I don't know if that's a shotgun or it says shell gun. I have to look and see what that is. I don't like not knowing what a weapon is. The shell gun, oh wow, range of 30. 2 shots. It is a heavy and an area. Area means resolve all shots against initial target. They cannot be spread. Then you may resolve 1 bonus shot against every figure within 2 inches. So it's like a shotgun. And then the other one is heavy, and heavy means -1 penalty to hit if the firer moved. Well, okay, so if they move, they get a -1 to hit. That's not good. So that is the enemy. What else do I have to roll? That is it. So I know what type of scenario I'm playing. It's an opportunity with a gloomy visibility. I am doing there's a priority target to kill, and I'll roll randomly for which one that is when I play the game. Actually, let's do that now. 1 to 5 is the normal, 6 is the specialist. So I rolled a 3. So the priority target is just a normal enemy. 1 is priority target, and there are 5 of the normals and 1 specialist. You know, I don't know if you do this. Whenever I play games, sometimes if there's a roll that will be made in the game that I can go ahead and make now, I'll go ahead and make it now because it's just one less thing I have to worry about or remember when the time comes. So that's why I rolled up here for how many credits if I slay that priority target. Right here, I went ahead and rolled for which target that's going to be rather than when the game starts. So you can do some things to save yourself some time. All right, I think that's it. The next time I will have a battle, I will write this up in a more clear fashion summary, and then I'll post a PDF of it that you can download along with this video. All right, that's it for 5 Parsecs from Home pre-battle report rolls. This is Jim, the Tabletop Engineer. Everybody, take care.